Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 511. My name is Chris Fricchio and I am here with Geoff Chorney.
What up, everybody?
And that's it. It's just two of us today. Jason's not feeling well, and we recorded late on our last episode, so we ended up skipping that week. We didn't want to skip another episode, so here we are. Two-man show.
Here we are.
Should be fun.
Might not be an exciting one. Not too much going on this week, but hey.
Games and
want
news?
to talk about games.
Yeah,
pretty
we'll talk
much.
some games and news. But Geoff, how are you doing, man? How are things going?
I'm doing okay. Tanya and I celebrated our 10th year wedding anniversary yesterday.
Congratulations, dude.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
So we didn't do too much. We just went out for dinner. Went out for like a steak dinner and stuff, which was really cool. And stuffed our face with meat and kind of just chilled, really.
Yeah, that's great.
Nothing insane. And then this weekend being the long weekend for Easter and stuff. We got family stuff tomorrow and Sunday. So
nice. Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
I got a long weekend too. My job gives me Friday and Monday off for Easter, so that's nice.
Both.
Yeah, we get both. And our vice president said, "Yeah, if you can, go home at noon tomorrow." Yesterday. And I was like, if you can. And I was like, that sounds great. And I still didn't get to leave until like 3:30. And it's like, I work like 7:30 to 4 or something like that. So it wasn't much different. Like Thursday is our happy hour night. So it was like one of those things where it's like, hey, if we're going to leave early, let's just go out to a late lunch and then just stay for happy hour.
Yeah.
And yeah, we didn't get there until 3:30.
Oh shit.
So it was, we were deploying our application and it didn't go. There was a lot of variables that we did not consider before doing it. So I've also been keeping my ear to the ground on today to make sure everything is still running okay, and haven't seen anything negative. So
are you saying that application development isn't as easy as people on the internet make it seem, Chris?
It could be. It's not where I'm at, not what we're trying to do. So but yeah, so that was a thing. This weekend, we're not really doing anything. We were planning on going to Ren Fair, but that's not going to work out because the kids have just too much schoolwork they got to do. They are behind. So it's going to be like corralling them to try and get that done. But over the weekend, let's see. Over the previous weekend. I don't think we talked about this yet. We did end up going out to like for Link's birthday for my son's birthday party. So he turned 15 and he said he wanted to do like
just call your son Link.
Link. He goes by Link. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He goes by Link. So that's what he's decided. And he actually gets mad at me if I call him Liam. So it's like, all right, whatever.
Go for it.
So yeah, he goes by Link now. But he had his birthday at this cooking place and it's called Flower Power, and the flower is spelled like flour what you bake with.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
So they made pizzas and cinnamon rolls, and it was like him and a few of his friends, and it was pretty successful. So we were happy with that. There was a place next door called Da Vinci's Donuts, which I had never seen before, and they sell like these little mini donuts, but they're fresh made, and you can get the toppings a custom. There's another place similar to it, but these donuts are better. I'm trying to remember the name of the other place. It's like I don't remember. Something like Frog Toad Donuts or something.
Frog Toad, yeah. Frog Toad and donuts go together like fucking
yeah, I know.
And chicken.
I'll have to figure out what it is, but yeah, we did that, and then I ended up picking up some of the Da Vinci donuts for the team yesterday, so they could start out with their last day before the long weekend on a high note. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Let's talk some games. What do you what do you want to talk about?
Not a lot, man. I'm just kind of I finished up South of Midnight.
Nice.
So I think I was close to the end last time we recorded. I think I was like a few more chapters left.
Okay.
So I finished that up. My thoughts on it are pretty much the same. I think it's great. If you can handle, or I guess not handle if you can turn off the combat. The thing with the combat is it does get better as the game goes on, but when it starts to get good, the game's over. So like,
that sucks.
It's one of those because like how
you unlock all the cool abilities at the end. Is that? Oh man, that sucks.
Because you can go around and find all the floofs, and floofs are what upgrade your stuff.
Okay.
And I didn't like, you know me, I'm not someone who scours every inch of the map, but these maps are pretty linear. They're not like, you can kind of see when you can go somewhere and get something that's like a tuft of floofs or like some type of item.
It's the best. It's the best word ever.
Floofs. It is awesome.
I have to collect my floofs.
So like by the time I had like 2 out of the main skills maxed, the game was pretty much coming to an end, and I didn't find enough to max out everything. So that's kind of a bit of a bummer. I think I'm not sure if they're gonna patch it maybe and give you either more floofs earlier in the game to open up that stuff quicker, or if they're just going to make the amount of floofs needed to unlock that stuff less. Because I think that would go a long way. Because the combat, especially the beginning, is kind of it's just lackluster, man. It's in a day and age now where games can live or die by combat. Like some games that have good combat can literally carry you through an entire
absolutely.
game.
If it's fun, like I don't give a shit about anything else, right? As long as I'm having fun playing it.
Exactly. And this game has the other stuff. Like it's got the story, it's got the characters, it's got the world, it's got the look, and it's got like I like the platforming stuff too. Like I like the double jumping and the wall running and that kind of stuff. That stuff never gets old to me. I put a wall run and a double jump dash in a game, and that's all I really ask for traversal, really. So I think it's worth checking out, especially if you have Game Pass, and I think it's a budget game too. But I really hope they get a sequel to this because that'd be pretty cool.
I did download it.
Yeah, it's a quick burn.
Yeah, how many hours did it take you?
I think it was like, oh shit, good question. I think it was 10, around 10.
Okay,
was what I finished with, between 10 and 11, I think. Yeah, and that was with like doing a lot of like, there's not really extra missions or anything like that, but there's going down the path left trodden with Earth Svith. I don't know
what
are those saying. The path less I want to say trodden, but trodden sounds like a medieval.
The path less traveled.
That's path less traveled. There you go.
Okay,
that's the one. That's way easier. And found some extra stuff. So I did what I thought was quite a bit. So yeah, I'd say that pretty safe to say probably about 10, 11 hours.
Okay, that's not too bad. That's honestly, I could use more games like that these days.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Sure. And then the other one is I was gonna go into my backlog because I have a bunch of my backlog that I haven't started, and then I went into Cyberpunk 2077 again for my third playthrough, I guess.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, because I played the game when it first came out and beat it, and then when Phantom Liberty was announced, I started again because by that time they did like a whole bunch of patches to like the current gen consoles and it was a lot better. So I'm like, okay, I might as well play through it again, get to the path of no return, and then wait for Phantom Liberty to come out. I did that. Phantom Liberty came out. I played it for about 3 hours and then got pulled away from something or I just wasn't really in the mood for Cyberpunk then, and then just never went back to it. And then I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to start all over because I didn't really like my build at the time, my second playthrough. And then I was like, okay, well, I don't really know where I'm going in Phantom Liberty. I don't remember how to play this game. I'm just starting all over.
I'll be honest with you. I went back. I tried to go back to it. I think it was before Phantom Liberty came out, but there was like this, there was a big patch that they put out that was supposed to do a bunch of changes. And I tried to go back to it. And it was one of those things where it's like, I was fumbling with the controls with my playthrough that I was on. So like, I want to go back to it eventually as well but starting over, like just, I don't want to, I've honestly, if I remember correctly, I didn't get a very good ending the first time through. So it's one of those things that I've wanted to go back and play anyway. Yeah. And I was like, well, when Phantom Liberty comes back, I'll there was a bunch of side quests that I didn't get to do. It's like, I got about halfway through with doing my normal do fucking everything kind of attitude. And then I started beelining it to the end and ended up with not one of the not so great endings. So
yeah, that'll do it. Yep. And this time being more thorough too. I'm doing a lot more of the side stuff that aren't like main side stuff, and I didn't realize how some of those are actually pretty good. So, and usually when I do this and I go back to a game I think I want to play again, I play for like one evening and I kind of get my fix of it. It scratches that itch, and then I kind of just put the game down and move on to something I haven't played. But I'm like 15 hours into this playthrough, and I'm just loving it again. And the more I'm playing it, I think Cyberpunk might be like in my top 10 games of all time at this point.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it's really
so
great.
good. So
yeah,
I'm looking forward to getting to Phantom Liberty again eventually. I'm in no rush because there's some big releases, two big releases next week.
Mm-hmm.
And then
what's the second one? I think I know what your first one is. What are your two?
Well, we'll get to it in news.
Okay, sounds good.
It's part of the news.
All right.
And then and also I plan to probably pick up Cyberpunk on the Switch too as well. So because it's gonna have cross save, so that's so I can take that on the go when I go to the in-laws and stuff like that. So that's one of the reasons too. So I'm enjoying it. I'm really liking it. Again, it's just got its hooks in me all over again. I'm playing a different play style now. I'm playing with like knives and katanas and like a handgun,
nice.
Basically. So I'm just going like full like ninja on everyone. It's pretty badass. I didn't even know there were finishers in this game with like knives and katanas. I had no idea.
I think that's something they added though. Like,
oh, is it? Okay,
I think so. I don't know. One of the, like someone from the community, like correct us if we got that wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's something they added later, like after launch. But
yeah, it's possible.
Yeah,
but even if they did it before Phantom Liberty with that big update or whatever, I never really used katanas or knives and stuff, so I had no idea. And I didn't realize how good knives were when you throw them. Holy shit! Like
I never mess with the knives either, so I that's news to me. That's something I'll try out when I play it again.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay.
What about you,
nice. Man? So I've been playing a little bit more Assassin's Creed. I'm almost done with the first area. Me and my completionist attitude. So
yeah, nothing wrong with that.
I've pretty much hit every lookout point. I've hit every city. I've hit every castle. And the next thing I have to do is going to war in air quotes.
Oh, yeah.
It's trying to take out one of the Nabunaga's
one of his
generals
that work together. Yeah,
did I say that right? I didn't say it right.
Nabunaga sounds right. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the games. It's Nabunaga's Ambition, right? Yeah, that's but really I'm having a lot of fun with it. I don't know if I will finish the game. I will say that. It's not that I'm not enjoying the game. It's just I can tell it's still going to be a big chunk of time, and I have a feeling I'm going to get distracted by something else.
If you're doing everything, it's going to take a long time.
Yeah. Like I'm at like 15 hours, and I'm still in that first area, right?
Yeah.
So, and I'm like level 16 or 17. Like I'm just walking through everything at this point. But I'm loving the gear system. I'm loving like all the perks that you can get. I love the tools. As soon as I got enough knowledge points to open up that second level, I went right into the assassin tree, and I was like, everything. I had saved up all my points, and I was like, I'm just gonna get everything. So now I've got like the double assassination. I've got the armor that allows you to throw a kunai right after you assassinate someone. So it's like you go up behind someone, you assassinate, and throw a kunai, and it's like, oh man, it's really satisfying.
And you can respec at any time and many amount of times too. Like I respec so many times in that game.
I am using, so this is something that I know that we have talked about. It's the whole scout thing. I still have it on. I actually kind of like it because it's like a puzzle in a way.
Yeah.
Like it says, last time they were seen in this place, and then they seem to like for instance, I'm going after. I just finished one of the Ronin. So you have you have to track down a bunch of the Ronin, and it was like, yeah, he was last seen in this town. He likes to hang out, north of whatever mountain or something like that, and it's like, and he does a lot of business with the oil company or something like that. So, basically upgraded my scouts all the way immediately, and then I just dropped one in the area nearby, and the radius that they search for is so big now that I only have to drop one scout, and it hits like the entire area, and I was able to find them. So
yeah.
But I do have a question for you.
Why don't you just turn on the waypoints? Because if it's just at the point where you're just hitting a button and it's going like boop, well, this is where you got to go anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I don't know. I'm just. It's funny. It's just one of those things. It's like I don't really feel like. I feel like I'm getting something out of it.
Yeah, you know,
exactly.
It's
I feel like I'm getting something out
that
of
you're
it.
figuring it out. Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it for sure.
But I'm not against turning things off. Like one of the things that you said is you turned on instant assassinations, right?
Oh yeah,
I did too. Like that makes sense. I'm sorry.
It's like
it's like you're telling me that when my shinobi jumps from a roof and stabs a dude in the neck that he's not gonna die.
Yeah.
What? How's that work? So I certainly turned that on. But yeah, the one question I had for you though is so when you're roaming through like the big towns and castles and they have those locked storerooms.
Yeah.
And you have to find the key to open the locked storeroom, and there's almost always supplies in there, right? Like a big pallet of supplies. What if you had scouts off? Do you still use scouts to?
Yeah, you still use scouts for that. That stuff you still use the scouts for. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. I was wondering about that. So
I was doing that stuff.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Like the first stuff I upgraded in my hideout was making sure I had let's see, I think it was the stable. So I upgraded the stable all the way because that made it so that I only needed one scout for collecting that stuff, and there was another and then the other thing was that the scout could cover 60% more area when they were looking for something.
When they're looking.
And then the study was the next thing opened up to essentially open up 2 more scouts, and then there was another bonus to the scouts. So like those are the first things I attacked. Like I fully upgraded those already. And I haven't really touched anything else, but I only
go for the blacksmith next.
Yeah, so the blacksmith is probably my next target, but right now, even at his lowest, he can already upgrade to level 20, and I'm still only level 16. So I don't feel like I'm losing anything. The only thing I'm losing is that you have to upgrade him at least once to what are they called? To use the etchings, the engravings.
Yeah, that's what you really need them
for. Yeah, that's what I really want to use them for. So the next thing I plan to upgrade is the blacksmith for that reason. But I didn't have enough resources at the time. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see how this next part of the game plays out, because it's definitely an all out like attack on this location of where this Daijo is supposed to be.
Have you done the first? I'm trying to think if that's the first time where the game switches between Naoe and Yasuke during a mission. Like you don't control.
I have not switched, but I have not used Yasuke at all since the prologue.
Oh, you haven't used them at all?
No, not since the prologue.
Oh, so you haven't run into him again yet?
No. Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
As a matter of fact, I ran into an area in the game that I was trying to do with Naoe, and I had to look it up, but apparently it's one of those like caves that you can go in and search for the treasure. Only he can get to it. And I'm like, why can't I get in this? How do I get in? And I looked it up, and it said it had to be him. So I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'll come back to that.
I know exactly where you are now.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I've killed 2 of the samurai so far, and I'm on my way to the 3rd one, and I had to get like the monks on board and all this other stuff. So yeah, I'm having fun with that. It's been
a fun game.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and it's very like being. I'm getting a similar amount of satisfaction that I got with like Odyssey when I'm in a place where I'm not supposed to be, and I'm kind of sneaking around and just like killing people along the way. It's like, yeah, I'm getting that level of satisfaction, so that's good. The only other thing I played this week was something I got in today. So I had a reward zone certificate that was going to expire on me. So I'm like, all right, I need to buy something. So I took that and then a bunch of other reward zone certificates, and I bought a game and pre-ordered 2 games. So, but the game I bought was Lego Horizon Adventures because nice. I love Horizon. So, and honestly, I haven't played a Lego game in God knows how long. So I picked it up, and I was like, I knew I was going to pick it up eventually, but it was on sale for like $35. I'm like, yeah, okay, that sounds good. So I started playing that, got through like the first 4 or 5 stages. A lot of the voice actors are the same voice actors from Horizon, which I think is pretty cool. But Ashley Birch as Aloy it's entertaining because she gets to be herself as Aloy,
like not serious. Like
yeah, she gets to be so she gets to kind of
personality in this one.
She's like she's a little bit sassy, and she's like a little giddy, and she's joking a lot, and like when you die and you get reassembled, she's like, let's pretend that didn't happen, and she just moves on. And like there's a lot of little quips and stuff that she does, but you could tell that Ashley had a lot of fun doing the voice acting for this one, because yeah, you're right, like Aloy normally is very stoic, like she's not she doesn't joke around a lot, she's very serious, but in this she is straight up like giddy all the time. It's entertaining to see, and you can hear it in Ashley's voice that she's just having a ball playing the character. Good. So
I'm sure it's a fun game.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's it's very traditional. It's a very traditional Lego game. So it's very much about collecting pieces, and you have individual quests and stages that you go on, and there's the gold bricks you have to collect, but they introduce all the characters. The story is it's like a divergence version of Zero Dawn. So it's like the first time she's gone back to Mother's Heart, and kind of learned where she came from and that kind of thing. But not all of it is there, and there's a couple of extra things. Like the first thing that happens is like a bunch of people from Mother's Heart get kidnapped, and that's not really something that happened in Zero Dawn. Yeah. So
Zero Dawn, yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. They have like they have the the focus that she can use, but the focus is like just a tap, and it does this pulse, and it shows where all like the weak points are and stuff like that. The aiming is pretty automatic for the most part. Like you have to aim in the general direction, but if you've hit the focus, it will, when you're in range of the monster or that you're trying to hit, it'll kind of home in on the weak spot. But if you're facing front, it's got to be a weak spot in the front. Like it's not gonna home into something in the back, right? Yeah. It's got like the four sides. You essentially have the four sides. You got to be aiming at the right side. But it's very much, you hold it down to draw back farther and do more damage, and all the secret areas and things like that. Traditional Lego game, but yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Very cool.
But yeah, so you were talking about going back to Cyberpunk. Tomorrow, I am planning on going back to Baldur's Gate. So
big patch dropped.
Big patch dropped.
Patch, I guess.
Yes, the last big patch. What I love about this one, two things that they did that I think is amazing, and just really shows you. I wish the gaming industry would take note, because this game is now 3 years old, and it's still like one of the top selling games there is. And they haven't asked for any money for any of the additional stuff that they've done. Free. It's all been just given, right? So now they've added 12 new subclasses. So every class got a new subclass, and they added crossplay. So
that took a while. I was kind of hoping that was going to be one of the first things once it went like on everything.
Yeah,
that took a while.
It's
cool to have it at least.
Yeah. So I'm going to start my Dark Urge playthrough. So this will be playthrough number 3 for me. But I'm going to probably going to play a Drow, and I'm going to play the Dark Urge, and I'm going to play a Blade Singer Wizard. And you remember Minthara, that Drow general that's in the Goblin camp? I'm going to try to
get her.
I'm going to try and rescue her. Yeah. Gotcha. So they've made it easier. Like, as long as you don't kill her, you can save her. So they've actually added a bunch of stuff to the game itself, so that if you actually defeat her with non-lethal damage, then at the end of chapter 2 you can save her.
You can save her, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I'm going to try and do.
Nice.
And I'm gonna play it on PC. I'm gonna use a bunch of mods. I'm gonna do the big one I'm excited about is the level 20 mod. So I'm gonna at least do a level 20 mod of some sort. I haven't decided if I'm going to do
basically just starts you off at level 20 kind of thing.
No, it allows you to get to level 20 rather than having 12 as the level cap.
That's right. It is only level 12. Yeah.
But along with that, you have to actually have. There's another patch. There's another mod that you have to do to basically increase the experience so that it scales the levels so that you can actually hit level 20. But I'm probably gonna do. There's one level 20 that lets you. The max you can get in any one class is still 12. Mm-hmm. So you can be level 12 in one class and level 8 in another.
Subclass or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm probably I will probably do that because I'm not sure. I'm skeptical about the mods that added, like, for instance, 8 levels of magic use. You know what I mean? It's like you only went up to like 6 level spells. 7th, 8th, 9th level spells, like there are mods that added all those spells, and I'm a little skeptical about that. So we'll see how that works out. I'm going to do a little bit of research, a little digging on what mods I should use before I jump in. But
cool.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Nice.
Good stuff. All right, let's talk some news.
All right.
What do we got?
The first item of news, I was telling you that there's 2 games dropping next week, big games. First one being Expedition 33. That's
yes, that's one of the ones I pre-ordered.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. That one looks really good, and the buzz that I'm hearing on like other podcasts and stuff is it's gonna be like it could be game of the year contender. Like that's
it is like the first time I saw it, I'm like, this game is fucking gorgeous. Like this is just and it's a turn-based RPG. It's so traditional JRPG-ish, but it also adds in like an active system while you're in battles. So like you are hitting buttons to get better attacks, hitting buttons to dodge, like that kind of thing. I think that's really cool. So I'm looking forward to it.
So the second game is the worst kept secret over the past, like, I want to say year, or whenever the whole Activision Blizzard Microsoft lawsuit thing happened with the whatever, where it was leaked that there was an Oblivion remake in the works. That's apparently dropping on the 21st, so Monday.
Wow.
Yeah. So
I knew it was coming. I didn't realize it was that soon, though.
Some screenshots leaked, and the box cover art leaked, and like basically like the marquee you'd see if you went to like a website. Because the reason why it looks like a website is because Virtual Studios is the company that accidentally leaked it, and they're the ones who are working on the remake. So and they're the
people working on the remake are the ones that leaked it. That's great.
Yeah, it actually definitely went up on the website early, and there were screenshots.
Well, that guy got fired.
It. Yeah, seriously, right? So that's hitting. Well, they didn't leak the release date yet. So what happened was people just confirmed. Okay, well now we know it's real, and they had it on there like PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, and then of course and Game Pass, and then.
Oh, it's Game Pass? Nice.
Yeah, anything that's Microsoft Xbox first party is Game Pass day one.
Excellent.
So, and then what happened was, I guess people started sleuthing on the internet, and I guess someone went and reached out to Xbox support, and Xbox support straight up said, "Oh, it's going to be available April 21st." And then the person asked more questions, like whatever, and what it was gonna like have in it and stuff like that, and what it is, and it all seemed up to whatever. And then another person did the same thing and corroborated that and said, yeah, that this person at tech support, whether or not this was a chat bot or a real person, also confirmed it's available April 21st. So if those are real people, they might be fired. Actually, I don't know if they'll be fired, because there's obviously some kind of communication breakdown or some information that they're able to go to, because support people aren't going to know, like, when every game's coming out. It's something they just type in. They'll just type in the question that everyone who's ever worked at like a call center or anything like that know that you have like a database, you can type in whatever the question is and it'll pop up with an answer.
Yeah.
In a lot of cases for the basic stuff. So that's how that was. So I guess we'll find out on Monday.
I guess my thing is, were they just going to shadow drop this game?
Yeah.
Was that the plan?
Yes. The whole plan is a shadow drop, but it's weird because there's nothing planned for Monday. Like there's no like Xbox Direct or anything like that. There's nothing going on. So were they just going to do like a press release and just say, here you go? And it's Oblivion. Like everyone's wanted a remake for Oblivion forever.
Yeah. I mean, that's not, that's not small potatoes, right? Like that's a big thing.
Yeah, and it's called the Oblivion Remaster, but it's not just a remaster. It's like the
it's a
screenshot.
remake,
It's
right? Like
remade
they
all
straight up
in
did
Unreal
new
5.
assets. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So maybe that just means like they're not really adding that much more game mechanics, which is something I kind of hope. I want them to at least get them up to Skyrim's game mechanics of like combat at least, because I popped in Oblivion I downloaded it on Game Pass, and then was like, hey, I'm gonna just see what this looks like again, and it does definitely look rough. Like it's a lot of nostalgia. Is like that game looked awesome. It doesn't look that great, but it
At the
sounds
time, it
awesome
was
still.
awesome. It looked
Yeah, at the
awesome,
time it
dude.
was great. But even like looking at Skyrim was such a leap above that game visually.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But when I got into combat, that's when I was kind of like, oof, like it just doesn't feel good. It's basically like you're swinging almost like at air with like a sound effect of it hitting. There's not a lot of like feedback for attacking anything. But in part of the leaks leading up to this, it was stated, or someone said that it is going to have. They did rework the combat to make it feel more kind of like not Souls like, but they added in parries apparently, and like stuff like that's going to take more. And the enemies will react to when you hit them and stuff like that. So that I hope at least is the minimum that they've done to it.
Yeah,
That's the only thing I really care about, really, that they improve. So
I don't know if you remember, but I definitely tried to play the original Oblivion, and I just for some reason could not get into it. Which is I love Skyrim though.
Yeah.
So
that's weird. I wonder how you did that's
Yeah, weird. I don't know. So I bought Oblivion for 360. Like I went out and bought it. And I just didn't. I ended up not playing it. So I will if it's on Game Pass, I will certainly download it and try
to
it again.
Oblivion or Oblivion to Skyrim.
No, I definitely played Oblivion first.
Yeah. Oh wow, okay. Yeah, that's pretty surprising. I definitely played Skyrim more. I think, but yeah, I wouldn't say there's some stuff of Oblivion I like more, and some I like Skyrim more. Like some of the faction quests in Oblivion I like more, but
oh yeah, okay.
Guess we'll find out on Monday and see how they're going to do this, because it's just weird that they're not doing any marketing for this whatsoever, for such a high profile game. And the cynic part of me is like, maybe they just don't think it's worth really promoting. Maybe it's not. Maybe it is just a simple. They threw in a new assets. Maybe it's not in great. I don't know. I have no idea. That's like the worst case scenario, that it comes out and it's like a buggy mess, or it's like kind of broken or something, and they just want to be like, let's get something out of it. I don't know. I hope they don't do that, because that'd be a shitty practice.
I can't imagine that would be the situation, because with the date being so close to when it was leaked, like it was only leaked like this week, right?
Well, it was leaked this week from where it was like officially leaked, coming from like a source that is like,
it was rumored
in
a long
leaks
time
and
ago.
rumors for like more than a year. People saying they know it's in the works. Like people thought it was gonna, on that last Xbox Direct, they thought it was gonna shadow drop then. Then there was an Elder Scrolls Online event that people thought it was going to be shadow drop then. I think that was like last week or something. Didn't happen, or 2 weeks ago. So yeah, it's just really strange, because it's such a high profile game. Unless they're just going to shadow drop like an event on Monday, I have no idea. Which is also weird, because people aren't ready for it.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking know. Maybe it's not on Monday. Maybe that whatever.
maybe they were wrong about the date. I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Who knows? But yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. That'll be something to mess around with till Expedition comes out. Marathon was revealed last week for the first time, where you saw gameplay. I did not even look at it. No?
Nope, didn't look at it.
I was not impressed.
Yeah.
It's an extraction shooter, is what it is. It looks like Destiny in the way that it looks like it plays, which is good.
Mm-hmm.
Bungie's wheelhouse. They controls and plays they make some of the best shooters there are. The art style I'm not huge into. I can see some of the Marathon, like older Marathon influence. Like I never played the Mac versions, but I played them when they came out on Xbox Live Arcade, like forever ago. I don't even know what year that was. That was when Xbox or Microsoft still owned Bungie back then. But I don't know. I'm not interested really in extraction shooters, especially ones that just kind of, it doesn't look like it's doing anything new at all. Like I have friends who play Hunt like religiously, some that only play Hunt, and that, it has a cool hook to it. It's like original. This looks kind of like cyberpunky, futuristic, popcorn, bubblegum type art style.
Yeah, it's very stylized. I'm watching the trailer now. Yeah, it's very stylized.
Yeah, and it's only PvP at the moment, or PvP, PvE, or whatever. There's no like just co-op mode or anything like that. Yeah. So Bungie have said, well, it's not going to be like for everybody. It's
Yep, it's not for me. That's for sure.
Exactly. That's. I mean, will I try it? It depends, because it's also not free to play. That's something else they said. It is going to cost money. They said it's not going to be a full price game. Well, they said it's not going to be. They said it's a premium game, but it's not going to have premium pricing. But this was post Nintendo, so does that premium price mean it's not going to be $90, or does it mean it's not going to be $70? So which one is it?
Nintendo premium or normal premium?
Which one are we talking about?
I can see it being a $50 game. That would be my guess.
I think it has to be at the absolute highest 50, because
40 or 50.
There's so many of these games now. Like, I mean, they just. Yeah. Do I think it's going to be Concord? No, because it's got the Bungie.
It's Bungie, right? Yeah, it's Bungie.
It's going to have the Halo fans. It's going to have the Destiny fans. Marathon fans, honestly, are probably in one of those camps already, because there hasn't been a Marathon game in decades.
Are there Marathon fans?
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, Mac users, I guess most Mac they probably don't even video game anymore because they just gave up. So. Yeah, so I think it's going to do okay out the gate, but there's so many of these games. It's so oversaturated. It seems like it's just like 5 years too late. Who knows? But we're old cranky gamers who don't like those games really much anymore. So
yeah, that's true.
Who knows? But anecdotally speaking, almost everybody I know who still plays shooters are not interested in it.
Oh, really?
So not interested in it more than like what I would say like we are, or like. It's Bungie. I might check it out.
There's going to be there's going to be at least a community of Destiny PvP players that are going to be like, yeah, I'm definitely getting that. Right?
Oh, for sure.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a DOA at all.
Yeah. And I think you hit a pretty strong nail as well. There are people out there that are going to be like, hey, I really want something that feels like Halo multiplayer, and they would expect this to be that. So
yeah,
I guess we'll see what happens, but.
Yeah, like there's AI stuff in it. It's just like, it's gonna be a weird situation. Maybe I highly doubt it.
I want it to succeed. I definitely wanted to succeed because I want to see more out of Bungie. But
if this doesn't do well, Bungie could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Some more bad news and more, the way the economy is going. And
I'm so done with bad news, Jeff.
I know. And the way that this hobby is becoming more and more expensive every year, and it feels like you have to start selling like your body or parts of it to
my kidney's going next.
Yeah, Sony increased the PlayStation prices in some markets. Not in the US yet. Why is this not letting me?
They're waiting for the tariff to come through.
On this one, yeah, maybe, but again, that wouldn't make sense because why would they? Unless they're charging other markets to make up for the money they're going to lose in the U.S. Maybe. That's a shitty deal.
They're not raising the U.S. price yet because they don't know how much the tariff is going to be.
They're waiting for. Okay, yeah. I thought you were like, I'm like, that's a douchey move if that's what they're doing. That makes sense that they could be holding out on the U.S. because this is going to happen. It's also not going to be locked to Sony. I totally expect Microsoft to do the same thing. Unless they really want to clear out. The only thing is if Microsoft really just wants to clear out their hardware they have now, which I think they're kind of trying to do, to gear up already because the Xbox isn't selling that great. So they probably just want to let's sell through our units and then just wait for the next console. I have no idea. But I expect that to raise too. But they've gone up.
It looks like
trying to see here.
PS5 digital is going to be €500. Isn't that what it is already?
I don't know. See, I'm trying to like this. What I'm looking at here doesn't really show what the new price is versus the old.
£430. That's a lot.
Yeah.
$830 Australian. Wow, that's the Blu-ray edition. Digital edition will be $750.
Fraser, if you're listening, let us know how much the PS5 was prior to this, because
yeah, I'm curious of how much the price is actually going up. It said they're dropping the price of the disk drive though. Okay.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are doing that. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, sure.
If you're one of the people that got a PS Pro and you want one of those disk drives, there you
go. Not related to the hardware, but PS Plus is getting a increase in Canada. I got an email about this on Wednesday or Thursday, and I was like, wait, what? And originally when I first saw it, I don't read every email that comes from these things because they send you so many different like emails for whatever, like, and I thought it was like your thing's coming up for renewal and whatever. I'm like, hey, whatever. But it turned out it was letting me know that it was going up to PS Plus Extra was going up to $189.99 per year, and just so that went from sorry, I said 190.
Yeah, 190.
It started off as
from 155.
155. So yeah, so PS Plus Premium used to be 25 monthly. It is 25 monthly now, up from 21. 69 for 3 months when it was 60, and 225 a year from 190. That's the premium. I have the extra. The extra one is the one that's 190 from 155, I believe.
And then Essential looks like it's 110.
So that's quite a big jump there, with no extra value, and that's my issue when these things go up. Whether it's Netflix, Disney, anything. If Sony, this is the thing with Sony, like they're already behind on Game Pass because we don't get the Sony first party stuff day one.
Right.
If we did, I would have no problem with this hike at all, because I can play Yote day one, not have to pay whatever price that's going to be on it. Awesome. The when Wolverine comes out, awesome. Like whatever, awesome. But it's not. It's staying as it is. And again, I don't think this is going to be just to them. I think Game Pass will no doubt go up this year, especially because this year is one of their biggest years in terms of releases. And it's the first full year that Microsoft's doing basically day and date with PlayStation, and some stuff's going to be Switch now as well. I think that's going to stop some sales going directly from Xbox people, and I think they're going to have to try to, I say make up the difference, because it's not making up a difference when you're still making a profit. You just want to keep those profits as high as possible. I can see them doing that. Raising the price again, because I think they raised it last year by something late last year as well. So these subscription services are getting out of hand too, man.
Yeah, I ended up canceling Disney Plus because they keep raising the price.
I canceled it as well. We canceled it a while ago. Now we're kind of starting to do like a rotation thing. We're just, what are some shows we want to watch in each one? We'll sign up for this until we're done the ones we want, then go back to
another one. It again.
Yeah. That's the only way to do it. I can't do it with the game one. And like I've done that with PS Plus here and there, because PS Plus really comes down to, am I going to be playing it online? And is there something that I want to play that's coming day one? Or if there's a deal. That's the way it works. With Game Pass, I can't. And as long as they have day one games in there, like for first party, I will keep it. And the odd third party one right there. Sony, I know you're listening to this. I know someone really high up there is getting their InDis fix right now.
That's right.
You add in games day one, I will happily pay that. Less than $200 is fine when each game costs $100 here, with like after taxes and everything. It's over $100, so I would happily pay that. Sorry, what were you saying, Chris?
I signed up for Xbox Game Pass like a year ago just for a few games, and I've kept it the whole time because they are bringing some value. It's consistent. They always have something interesting that I want to download and play. So I've got, let's see, what's in my library right now that I want to play. Like I still have Requiem that's down there. That's one of my backlog games. So that's one. I still have Path of the Goddess on there, Eternal Strands.
Path of the Goddess.
Right? These are all ones that we've talked about. South of Midnight, Blueprints. And then, you said that Oblivion's coming out next week, so there's always something.
Expedition. right after, like 3 weeks after Expedition, is Doom Dark Ages.
Is Expedition Game Pass?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
Day one Game Pass.
I already pre-ordered it, so so much for that.
Well, I mean, it might be a game you might want to own anyway, right? That's another this is like the subscription service is like, yeah. I think the like Joe Blow is gonna just stick to like I have friends that literally will not play anything unless it's on Game Pass. Even like they're just I don't know, I'm paying for Game Pass. Why am I gonna buy a game? I get that, but Game Pass is also good for like trying out, and PS Plus for this matter too. I will play a game, and if I really like it and I finish it while it's on the service, and I think I'll play it again, I'll buy it. Like it's not a problem. Or if like the games I really like, I will buy them. So I think there's more people in that boat than people realize. I also know people that do the same thing that just treat those services
I do that.
like demo service.
Yeah, I do that.
It's like, yeah, I do
that.
Why not?
Absolutely.
So that sucks for us in Canada. So that's probably coming in the US probably too.
Mine just renewed too. So
nice. Yeah,
it just renewed.
You're good. I gotta check what my renewal date is. I think I'm good for a few months. I think. Sorry, I exited out of the news document there. The last bit of news is I guess we were talking about the Switch a lot lately, and everyone has been. You can't go a day without 2 or 3 videos going up on YouTube about what's going on with the Switch 2 prices.
Pretty much, yeah.
So they finally come out. Pre-orders are going up in Canada and the US April 24th. So that's next Wednesday, I think, or Thursday, Wednesday or Thursday. Prices of the console are staying the same. And then, but in the games are also staying the same for now. But the prices of accessories are going up. So mostly by $5. So if something was $89, it's now $94.99. If something was like $79, it's $84.99. The straps, the safety straps, are up. Went up by like $1. So that's where they're trying to.
You have to buy the safety straps?
Well, I'm not sure if they're extra. I'm sure they're probably extra. They just have a bunch of lists of stuff on there that I'm looking at. I think it's like if you want to buy extra straps.
Okay.
The wheel, that driving wheel that I'm sure is totally worth buying. Piece of plastic. I think that's also up by like $5.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it. I just can't.
The dock is plus $10.
So wait, the dock is now what, 110?
It is now 120.
120? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I just can't do it.
Yep.
I can't do it. Drop your prices, Nintendo. You're bullshit. And here's the thing. It's like they're still
$10.
behind.
Sorry, it's up $10. Sorry. It's oh my God. It's $119.99 US, $154.99
for the dock,
Canadian, right? for an extra dock.
Yeah, fuck that.
Those docks are overpriced to begin with.
Yeah, you can get third party docks. I have 2 third party docks. That's what
That's what I did for the OG.
Here's the thing. Outside of just besides the prices, like we've talked about that. That is the reason I'm not buying it, because of the prices. Yeah. That I'm not going to support that.
Hey, vote with your wallet.
That's right. It's bullshit, and I'm not going to support it. But here's the other thing. When I bought Horizon, Lego Horizon.
Yes.
I was choosing, do I want to do it on Switch or do I want to do it on PS5?
I forgot that's on Switch.
I'll get the PS5 version.
It's going to be the better version.
Yeah, it's going to be the better version. So I get the PS5 version. The PS5 version of Lego Horizon Adventures has performance or fidelity mode.
Mm-hmm.
So I was playing on performance mode, and I'm like, fidelity mode on a Lego game, it can't be that.
Yeah,
can't be that big of a deal, right?
Yeah.
I switched it to fidelity mode. Honestly, it just felt like it blurred everything, and it dropped to 30 frames. Yeah. I'm like, if it's like this on PS5, God knows it's got to be shit on the Switch, and they're still not catching up.
It'll look like the performance mode, probably worse than the performance mode, and be 30 on the Switch.
Yeah.
Switch 2, of course, if they upgrade it,
but that's the thing. Switch 2 is still a generation behind. It's still PS4 at best, you know. Or I think someone said PS4 Pro at best, but regardless, it's still a generation behind. And
100%.
It's going to be one of those things that if I'm looking at a game and I'm trying to decide, am I going to get this on Switch or if I'm going to or Switch 2 or PS5, I'm still going to choose PS5 every time. So
I do the same thing, man.
Or PC.
Yeah, the only games I'm 100% Switch for are more like indie titles and stuff like that. That I think even indie titles that I don't think will run that great on Switch, I've bought on PlayStation or Xbox. Just because there was a couple I remember being like the performance isn't great on Switch. I'm like, okay, well, I'd rather play this on Switch just because that's kind of like, I don't know. I just feel like that is more of an indie platform for me, just because I take it on the go. Like I bought Yar's Revenge and what's it called, Fantasia, Neo Dimension. Even though I don't even have a Switch currently because I sold it. I'm just waiting because I'm getting a Switch too. Like I am, I have no self restraint, and for some reason, this is like the most excited I've ever been for a Nintendo console.
Really?
Yeah, for sure. Like I was a Sega kid growing up, so I never like I still loved like Nintendo, like playing at a friend's house and stuff. But I never got a Nintendo console at launch except for the DS Lite. I think that was the first one I got on launch, and then I never got a 3DS. So I got one shortly after launch of 3DS. But no, this is the first one. I'm like, because I have like I probably have like 4 or 5 Switch games that I just haven't even started. Um, and I just figured, what the hell? I'm just gonna wait for the Switch 2. And some of them are having upgrades and stuff, and I know I'll use it quite a lot. So
just
like,
okay. I mean, I admit I do want one. Like even if it was just for playing my old Switch games and the upgrade for like Tears of the Kingdom or something like that. I do want one. I just can't do it.
Oh, you're a better man than me, sir. I don't have that willpower.
That's debatable.
It's just weird. It's weird because the Switch 1, I didn't get that hype. Like I didn't have the urge to get a Switch 1 when it came out. Like I played Breath of the Wild on my Wii U.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Like I wasn't even like, oh, I need to buy a Switch for this. Like I was the schmuck playing on Wii U and thinking like this doesn't play that bad. When it honestly didn't run the greatest on Switch either. It must have been really bad on the Wii U. I just put up with it, I guess.
Yeah.
And I did finish it on there. So
the grass is only greener if you can see it on the other side.
Yeah, that is 100% true. Because I remember when I first played a Switch, I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And that's when I was like, okay, well, I'll trade that's when I traded in my 3DS, my Vita. I remember trading in a bunch of shit for it, and I was like, okay, but this is like. Yeah, I honestly wouldn't do it if I wasn't selling my original Switch, and then I sold a bunch of games to Quick Flips, that Quick Flips website, which gives you pretty good deals. So I got back I'm going to be getting back. They should receive it next week. My box of goodies, that's going to pay for the Switch 2 and then some. So
nice.
I'm gonna go ham for launch, and that's if I get one. Like I have no idea if these pre-orders are even going to be easy to get or not. I have no clue.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
But did you watch the direct?
I did. That was what a useless piece of shit that was. I mean,
and that's what I'm hearing. It's like from what I understand, they didn't really give any extra information.
Nothing. It was an extended thing of what they showed at the Switch 2 reveal. Like I didn't really learn anything new. Like Mario Kart's one of my favorite franchises of all time. I love it. I'm gonna get it. Like I'm already sold on it. But I wanted to see something that was like, oh shit, this is really cool. This is whatever. But it didn't. You can unlock costumes now, which is cool. I'm down for that. That's pretty cool to have in a Mario Kart game.
You can do tricks though.
You can do tricks, more tricks now. Yeah, but a lot of the stuff you saw in the first reveal, it was like an extended version of that. And then I was like, okay, well, and it was 15 minutes long. Whatever. It wasn't like it was a big waste of time. It wasn't like it was
a lot of what I'm seeing is like, why is this $80? You know, it's like they haven't really given a reason as to why it's $80.
That is such a. I get why people say that, but it's such a hard question to answer, and it's such a hard question for a company to promote as like a sales pitch. You know what I mean? Like someone's worth $80 to somebody is not worth it to someone else. It's
agreed. Yeah,
like I could play a game that's like $40 and be like, I would have paid $100 for that, or the exact opposite, pay 100%.
You don't have to tell me that. How much did I pay for Bloodstained?
No, yeah, exactly. There you go. Yeah,
I paid $300 for Bloodstained. I don't know anybody else.
You kickstarted that, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. So I mean, exactly. So it's different. And I don't know what people want. Do they want graphics to quantify that? Do they want like mechanics. Like I don't know what makes it like. There's one thing I think that would have put a lot of people's minds at ease and been like, okay, if they were like, you just need to buy Mario Kart once, and any DLC or new tracks or expansions that are coming out are free.
Mm-hmm.
Then
and
that would make sense.
That would have been a good way to approach it. It's like, here's Mario Kart. This is our plan for the next 5 years for Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And you're going to pay $80 and that's it.
Yeah.
Like if they would have said that, like then I understand.
Yeah.
Then I understand. But if they turn around and say, oh, and then this is going to be DLC, it's like, fuck you, Nintendo. I'm not doing
100%.
that.
I think they're going to do that. There's going to be like the passes or something. And I know they said when they try to justify that like, each game's going to be looked at individually and what like the longevity of a game. And they're looking at Mario Kart because Mario Kart's one of the best-selling games on Switch and still is. Like it's still, everyone buys Mario Kart. So I think they're looking at it, well, this is a game that sells so much, we can charge this much for it. When and something in these like, well, if that's the case, then why are you selling it for like sell it for a little bit less because you know you're going to sell a shitload of them.
Yeah.
Like it's just, it's frustrating, man. Like I don't think it's something they can really do and say this is what makes it worth $80 because I don't think either way there's going to be people are unhappy with the 80 and that's it, or the 90 if you get a physical.
The 90,
they could have put anything in there. They could have been like, it comes with all the Mario Karts from the past, and people will still be pissed. Like I don't think it's people raging on the internet like people like to rage. Like we can discuss fucking prices of shit till the cows come home, but in the end, no one's going to be happy with an increase of games with their favorite hobby, no matter what it is.
My biggest issue with this, and we talked about it last time, is that everyone else is going to follow suit.
Oh, yeah.
Switch 2 is going to sell.
Open the gates.
And, people are going to buy these games. Mm-hmm. And now they've opened the gates for people. We've seen $70 for like a year and a half. And now we're going to immediately jump to 80 and 90, like 90. That's ridiculous. As someone who wants physical games, that is really, really hard for me to swallow. So,
dude, like Nintendo already did kind of do something that I don't know if it's a direct correlation with what's happening now with consoles, but the Switch 1 never dropped in price.
Nope.
Ever.
It's been $300 the whole time.
The Series consoles, Series X and PlayStation 5 have only increased in price. They just increased the price again.
Yep.
I think that it'll probably come with an increase for Microsoft as well. It's a very good possibility that these consoles are the same price when the PlayStation 6 and Xbox come out. And that just means that those consoles are going to be like $200 more than what these are now.
Yeah, honestly, my biggest worry is that if I remember correctly, PS Pro, how much was PS Pro?
$100 more than a PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it was $500, and then PlayStation 5 came out for $500. And now PS5 Pro is $700. So I'm afraid that PS6 is going to be $700.
At the bare minimum, yeah. I think you're right. And then maybe they'll drop the price of the PS5s.
Yeah.
And this is the first time this has happened. The console should not. Remember when the price point? They always called it like I can't remember the exact terminology they used, but like the magic, like the price point that you wanted was $99.99. Once a console hit $99.99, that was when it hit like critical mass. When like everybody and their grandmother bought one at that point. As like PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, and then these 360. I don't know if
360 I think got to 200. I don't think it got PS3 never got down to.
No, I don't think it got down to 99.
No, I think the last PS3 that had the slide.
Yes, the slide
drawer.
Yeah.
I think that one was like 250, wasn't it?
I honestly don't remember. I never bought one of them. I bought the first Slim. I never bought the two that came out after that, or the one that came out after that.
I have one of the slide ones because my PS3 the launch PS3 died when that thing was out, so I ended up getting that
as well. Yeah, these are just going up in price. Yeah. So, it's scary.
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
It does.
It hurts a lot.
And that's all the bad news. I mean, I should have I have a bad habit of like keeping the stuff I think we're going to talk mostly about at the end. When realistically, I should have put in the Oblivion thing at the bottom, because that would have been at least something kind of positive.
Positive to go out on.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you like saw this week that you're like, hey, this is kind of positive?
Here's what's positive for me. Claire Obscure Expedition 33 comes out next week, right. And it's $50. Right.
Yeah, that is $50. That is $50, and that looks like a fucking no. Oh, that game. It
looks great. It looks amazing.
That's the thing. Is somebody really gonna be like, oh, Mario Kart's $80? That's way too much. Oh, Claire Obscure, that's only $50. I'm gonna give them $90 just because I think that's a $90 game. It doesn't work like that.
No, my point is, if something like Expedition 33 is $50. Like, it's $50. Why is Mario Kart 80? I don't understand. No, that's my point.
That. Yeah. Exactly. That comparison makes sense. Yeah. My thing is just people justifying it. People don't jump out of their bed to pay more for something they can have. People like to get deals. People like to get value for their money. People on the internet like to have like their virtue signaling and be like, well, if the game's good, I really want to give more to the developers. I'm like, fuck off. No, you don't. You want to play for a game. The games are this much money. You're using that as an excuse to justify why you're paying that. Just say, I will pay that because I like that game. That's all it is. You don't go to a restaurant. I mean, tipping tipping is tipping, but you don't go anywhere. You don't go to the mall. You don't buy a pair of jeans. Be like, I really like these jeans. I'm going to pay $30 more for these jeans. That's not the way things.
Some people do that.
Who the hell does that?
But these are designer jeans, Jeff. They're worth the $135.
Yeah, that is different. That is the price of the jeans. What I'm saying is, you don't try on the jeans and the label says $200, and you say, I really like these jeans. I'm going to give you $250. That doesn't happen, and it shouldn't happen in games either. Anyone who says that that's the way they like to pay for their games is lying. They are just that's not a thing. That extra money that you throw at a developer or whatever, it isn't going to the developers. It's going to the publisher. That's where it's going. Except for indie games. Indie games, different story. That I can totally see being like, you know what? I played the demo, or I played a game on Game Pass PSN. I'm going to buy it as well, so I can support the devs more. That 100%.
Yeah.
Goes towards the devs.
I have certainly done that.
I've done that as well. For anything that's published by like Ubisoft, Microsoft, Sony, fucking EA, Activision, hell no. Like, if I can get those games on a deal, I'm getting them on a deal.
That's the thing, man. It's like you said that Expedition 33 was coming out on Game Pass, and I was like, oh, I already pre-ordered it. I was gonna buy. I mean, I'd buy it anyway. I want to support what they're doing. Like, this is and I was just looking this up because I was like, who developed this? And it's Sandfall Interactive. Yeah, I'm like, this is a new group of people that are putting something together. Published by Kepler Interactive, and I don't really know anything about them either. So
Kepler's kind of small. They're kind of getting up there. They have another game that they're Chronos. I can't remember what it's called. They're publishing another game that's coming this year that looks pretty cool.
So it looks like Sandfall is like the heads of Sandfall are former Ubisoft employees.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like the CEO. He was associate producer, narrative lead on AAA titles at Ubisoft. Like that's cool.
Yeah, they're AAA, like old AAA developers, a lot of them, and they just two guys had this idea to create this company, make this game, and they're doing it. And yeah, I'll do the same thing. Like, I'll play it on Game Pass, obviously, because there's a lot of shit coming out. But if it's really good, and I'll be like, I will play this again sometime, I have no problem paying $50.
And here's the thing: it's like I got the PS5 version. I know when it's on sale, I'm going to get it on Steam too. Like, I just know that's going to happen. So yeah,
there you go.
Anyway, anything else?
No, that's it, man.
All right, cool. Let's get out of here then.
Good stuff next week. Word.
Thanks everyone for listening. Hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell a few friends about us. Like, subscribe, and comment. All those things help us. And we do really appreciate interacting with you guys on the YouTube feeds and on Discord. So come join a Discord. We'd love to talk to you. That's it for today. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Jeff.
Play your games. We'll talk to you next time.
Peace.